I guess we know now, Commissioner, that the weapon of choice has become this very difficult to defend against van into a crowd. And it's something that in a free society, I don't know how you ever completely prevent the possibility of it.
You're correct that it is the weapon of choice. It's low cost, low tech, very high impact. And it follows the Al-Qaeda and ISIS instructions to use guns, bullets, bombs, and cars. As recently as several days ago, I was talking with the head of counterterrorism here in New York, John Miller, about the issue of the threat of these types of attacks. And the concern we have is the idea of coordinated attacks. And you think of the incident up in Catalan with 5 people in that one car, some of them evidently with suicide vests. If they had opted to get into 5 different cars in 5 different areas of that city. And it follows the pattern of attack with the car, get out of the car, and attack with guns, knives, or in this case, possibly suicide vests. It is unfortunately the new normal that we're going to have to start facing more frequently, and it will occur more frequently.
Is it, I mean, I think of things we have more barriers in the States than they do over there. I would have thought that this area of Barcelona would have been a place that if you were after Nice and some of the other attacks over there, wouldn't this have been a place where you would have thought maybe someone's going to drive a car?
This is part of the,
too many of them. There's you can't. There are all too many soft targets. You can't.
This is part of the evolution of thinking in terms of reacting to this new and growing threat. Right in back of us here in Times Square, you'll see a combination of existing metal bollards, but also many concrete blocks.
Yep.
NYPD. Concrete blocks are temporary till the new bollards that they've ordered come in. Some of the discussion now, are the bollards high enough that the idea is they're actually an impediment to pedestrians because they're so low and pedestrians are continually tripping over them. So this is a new area that we're going to have to. The idea is they're about 3 feet high, and if you see the crowds in Times Square, they're moving along, they don't see them, they're bumping into them, falling over them. They will stop a vehicle, but then they're creating another form of impediment. So it's an area that's going to be the subject of a lot of experimentation. I'm sorry.
So what's the, do they look, I mean, is the right answer they're supposed to look bigger?
Well, the idea, some of the discussion is the design of them so aesthetically that they're attractive while at the same time performing the mission of keeping it safe against vehicles. The discussion about Barcelona, what assisted this individual in terms of his attack was, it was like a funnel. There were no obstructions for hundreds of yards that allowed him effectively to move down there, not being obstructed at all. You can't protect everywhere all the time. Impossible. You can protect areas like Times Square. They have another 80 or 100 bollards, I think. We're currently advising my company, Teno, several of the largest construction projects here in New York City. And a lot of our effort is on the placement of bollards to protect the public space areas of those complexes.
Commissioner, I think if you look at this, we think, okay, this is a situation where we wish we had more intelligence. It seems like the authorities there in Barcelona didn't have any idea, didn't have any human interaction that came back, even though I believe some of our agencies had warned them that this could be a potential area for attack. How do we improve what we're getting back in terms of the human capacity of this, from what we're hearing from sources or from other places?
Probably the most significant defense we have against these types of attacks is just what you describe, intelligence. New York City has probably the foremost intelligence gathering police force in the world. You can prevent a number of them by the monitoring of social media through the various intelligence entities that are out there. But the reality is that so many of these characters, the so-called lone wolf, who might be inspired by or enabled by ISIS but are not being directed by them. Part of the investigation here will determine, was this a directed attack? Were these individuals part of an organized cell? Were the 2 attacks and the bombing the day before orchestrated or coordinated? There's some thinking that maybe the explosion, that what appears to be an accidental explosion, may have been the catalyst to set off this other attack or both attacks. That'll be part of the investigation. Try to learn from every one of these things when they do occur.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.